Do I just go?
Yeah. Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Billy McGee.
You're watching Dissecting Track. So this episode opens up with old Geordie LaForge showing Data his model ship.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool, like really well done. So many bloody like small details.
Yeah, it's a big one. And it is kind of cool. I mean, there's stuff that you're not into, and then you see YouTube videos on it, and you're like, oh, I never thought that was interesting until I watched like a 20-minute YouTube video on it, and now I think it's amazing.
Yeah, well, it's so cool, I just don't think I'd have the patience for it.
No, I don't have the time, you know, how many things can you do?
Yeah, exactly.
How many things can you do? Yeah, and then it goes into a Holmesian mystery.
With old Data.
Yes, Data. Oh, one of the greatest characters.
I just want to put out there that I absolutely love these sorts of episodes. Like they're always done so well.
This was one of the episodes that sticks out to me. This is like a fucking great episode, and this is actually the episode I showed Steve to get him into TNG.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I was like, watch this, Steve. This is fucking cool. And
You like sci-fi? Check this out. It's just like London.
Yeah, but it's still like weird and sci-fi.
No, but I think it's perfect because people just would expect it to just be, sci-fi shit. But
yeah.
It's done really.
It's got these other elements.
Exactly.
And then at the beginning he was like, and then by the end he was on board. And then he watched all of Next Gen, all 180 episodes. I got him.
Good lad.
I got him. Geordie and Data, they go into the holodeck and they play out one of the stories, one of the Arthur Conan Doyle narratives.
They try to anyway.
Yeah, Data's just like, I've read it, I know it.
Yeah, without even having to search for clues, he just completely reveals the ending and
skips to the end.
And he's so proud of himself, like it's such a big thing. Geordie's just like, what the fuck, man?
You're not playing the game. You're skipping to the end.
Further, upon deeper reflection, you will deduce as did I that...
Computer, freeze program. Exit.
And then they're in 10 forward discussing what happened, and Dr. Polanski chimes in, and
sorry to interrupt. She
No
was
worries.
Surprisingly not infuriating today. She seems like she's slowly starting to grow more accustomed to Data. She still has the issues or whatever, but she's trying to have an open mind, I think.
Yeah, well, even at the beginning when she like mispronounces his name, and she's like, what's the difference? He's like, one is my name, the other is not. And then at the end, she missays it again. She's like, oh, sorry. Then re-says Data instead of Data. So yeah, she just like, she doesn't like machines, but then she's like, when she's interacting with him, she's like, starts to get to know him, starts to change her opinion, which is good.
Yeah, it's
Not
development.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of like, she doesn't like him from the start, so it's like that for the whole thing.
No, she changes her mind. So she is of the opinion that Data's not capable of problem solving or like analyzing new events, which is silly because he's done that so much.
Yeah.
And he's like on the bridge.
A Starfleet officer.
Yeah, he's on the
High-ranking
bridge
Starfleet officer.
of the flagship, not just some fucking freighter either. And then George is like, nah. It came across as like a very 80s premise, like, well, not premise, but like their idea of machines. Like at this point in time.
Well, they had no idea.
Yeah. Like,
what it would actually be like.
Absolutely. Yeah, by this point in time, a computer couldn't beat a person in chess. And now, like, there is no fucking... You can get, like, a shitty fucking phone mobile game and the computer will just destroy the best chess champions of all time. So, AI is infinitely better than us.
Well, yeah, of course.
But they're still kind of in the mind frame of, human versus machine. We're in the 80s. We don't know. What is better? I was like,
But
no,
now it's like,
they're processing power.
Terminator, mate. Terminator.
Yeah. So they do like an amalgam of different stories, and she goes in with them. They all dress up, which is nice. So she's
fully
like,
dresses up too.
yeah, she's generally like interested in this idea and in Data, and
Yeah, she wants to see how it plays out, sort of thing. Which I totally would too.
yeah, it's super interesting, and she's involved. She's not like spiteful and cynical, like "You're not gonna do it." He's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it, but I'll give you a go."
Yeah.
And I'll
I'll
tag
play
along.
along, yeah.
I've instructed the computer to give us a Sherlock Holmes type problem, but not one written specifically by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
So this will be something new, something created by the computer.
Exactly. Will that be sufficient, Doctor?
We'll see.
So then, yeah, it's just like, it's two different stories put together. So he sees the rope and something else, and he's like, I know these stories. It's this, and he solves it. And Geordie's like, what the fuck, Data, again? Which is not really Data's fault. I mean, he's just solving what's in front of him.
Yeah.
So then Geordie goes over to the arch, and he says the thing.
As soon as he says outsmart Data, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's up. It's like, you mean Sherlock Holmes, what? Not this super intelligent android fucking...
Yeah, and it just seems a little bit weird. There's no like safeguards on the computer or anything. It doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't. Sorry, I'm interrupting you again.
No, it's okay.
He doesn't like specify he wants the safeguards taken down. The computer just goes, oh well, to outsmart Data, we need to make it possible for people to get knifed.
Yeah. And like it doesn't reaffirm are you sure you want an opponent to outsmart Data? It's just like, okay, let's do this.
Joy, do you truly understand how intelligent this motherfucker will be?
Yeah.
Create an adversary capable of defeating Data.
What was that? Attack? An answer to power, sir.
And then Moriarty is already looking at the fucking arch appear before Geordie puts in the information, which is a bit weird.
I think he happens to see it. I think, which is I guess fine for a hologram.
Yeah.
But the fact that it would have decided doing it before the archway closed would have made him retain the information a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, the holograms don't see their faces; they see them as the actual.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't see Klingons; they see whatever they should be, and when they say stuff about the future or Starfleet, it doesn't quite register with them. They're like,
Yeah, they don't even look at them oddly, and although they'll just say, "Oh wow, they speak really weird, don't they?" So like overly smiling.
So they just needed that shot of him move just after Geordie says the whole make an opponent to defeat Data. And then the narrative plays out, and there's some fucking Sherlock Holmesian thing that happens, but then Moriarty just starts doing his own thing. Kidnaps Dr. Polanski. And the narrative had a really good ramping up. It slowly started to increase the tension and suspense as it went along, just incrementally building and building and building. You get to the point, where they solve the Sherlock thing, and like, this isn't a thing. And then they find old Moriarty, and he starts talking to them, and like, oh no, this is not good.
But it's weird, because why are you expecting it to go straight into like a full-on Sherlock Holmes fucking murder mystery, blah blah blah. He stops caring about that. He's become self-aware, and he just wants to escape and live.
Yeah, as the narrative rolls on, like at the beginning he kidnaps old Polanski, but then as the time rolls on, he starts to gain more knowledge and become like more smarter and more aware, and then he just stops caring about any nefarious thing and stops being like evil or bad, and he starts just being like, I just want to be like conscious and happy and live my life, which is really interesting. And
I have felt new realities at the edge of my consciousness readying to break through. Surely, Holmes, if that's who you truly are, you of all people can appreciate what I mean.
Data.
Say nothing.
Yeah, and the actor does an amazing job. He's incredibly nuanced and in depth, and he's not just evil man. He is kind of at the beginning, and he slowly starts to evolve, and he does this really nice performance.
Yeah.
You care for him, and you're emotionally involved in him, which is a great antagonist.
And we're always still a good actor by how well they portray through their eyes.
Yeah. There were heaps of moments with him. And he's fucking Daniel Davis. He's Niles from The Nanny.
Really?
Yeah, which is interesting.
Holy shit, okay.
Niles can act. Who would have known?
It goes to show about what, you take a shitty show, it doesn't show how shit the actors are.
Yeah, a lot of it's just for paychecks, I think. Need to pay the rent.
That being said, Fran Drescher I don't think would be that good of an actress.
I don't know what she's done other than The Nanny.
She was in that movie Jack with Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Powell.
Did she do an amazing performance?
Oh, it was spectacular. Her voice was so much, well, exactly as annoying as in The Nanny, so she wasn't even putting it on.
That is just her voice.
Can you imagine?
It might be. I mean, she's doing it in 2 different roles. I guess it is.
Then again, that guy who's in like a lot of Andy Samberg movies and stuff and Superbad.
Oh yeah, he's like full
tall
English.
Guy, yeah, he's like deep voiced, like English. But in every single movie I've ever seen him in, he's like,
Yeah, he writes for South Park, which is really interesting too.
He what?
He's one of the writers for South Park.
Wow,
Yeah, multi-talented.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, not just a pretty face who can act in an American accent, also a brilliant comedy writer for one of the best comedy shows of all time.
Yeah, really well written shows.
Yeah. So good on him, I
Which
guess.
is not what you'd expect from South Park, but it is.
Yeah. I'm thinking his name up here, give him credit, I don't know what the fuck his name is.
He's doing well, he doesn't really need it, but we'll do it.
Yeah, this channel will give him a shout out.
Always like to help out the little guy.
Spike him in popularity. Yeah, so one of the big narrative beats was pushes the suspense even further is old Moriarty draws a picture of the ship, which is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Like at that moment you're like, what?
Did he get that from the archway?
I don't know, he just starts gaining information, like, you know, it's Picard's name later on, and then he's like, we're on a ship.
He takes the computer's, he takes control of the computer. They can't even access it, which just seems ridiculously impossible. Because you'd think that Picard would need to give codes and stuff for that.
Yeah.
Picard can't even get it back, he doesn't even try.
Yeah, he like locks him out of the computer and stuff.
Couldn't he do like this is Captain Picard code S fucking...
Yeah, and get Riker to back him up or something,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
another bridge officer.
Yeah, what if old mate just said, you know what, self-destruct's like, oh, I normally need the 2 codes, yeah, but I took away control. Yeah, oh, good mate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's just like such a high-powered AI that he just overrides the computer and like just does whatever the fuck
It
he
just
wants.
must mean the Data could do that if he really wanted to too.
I guess so, yeah. Well, yeah, presumably he's stronger than Data, but by how much? Who knows? And then he gets that lever, which is a really cool like narrative device, and starts moving the ship. And it's this old like Dickensian fucking steampunk making the ship move, which is really cool.
I'm a civilized abductor, Captain Picard. Civilized, but still dangerous.
And all the sets and costumes and everything look really good and high budget. Yeah.
I think fantastic.
Considering this episode is just like a one and done. No, actually, there is another episode way later on.
Yeah, which is related.
Yeah, it's like the sequel. I think it's in like episode 6. I put it on today to watch it for context, but then just fell asleep.
Oh no.
Watched like the first 2 minutes and then the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I watched it. Yes.
I watched the beginning and the end. That's it.
But I still got to the finish, right?
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, and there's a great conference room scene, and we've mentioned this 1,000 times, but that's alright, we can repeat ourselves. Yeah, where everyone just sits around, all the bridge crew, and just discuss what they're gonna do. They talk about getting like plasma beams and wiping everything, but then like they'll probably strip the flesh off Polanski.
Yeah, but I love the way that isn't brought up with any sort of like worry or anything. It's like, oh, you know, probably gonna destroy human flesh, you know.
It's like their last.
She's a bitch anyway. They'll bring Crusher back.
Crushes back in the next episode. And yeah, Worf's like, alright, go in there with security team and we'll shoot everyone up. And Picard's like, I'm just gonna go in and talk to him. Puts his top hat on, tails on, which fucking Patrick Stewart looks so great in those old English fucking Dickensian outfits.
And that outfit he has in Generations when they're on the ship.
Yeah,
it's
like a tuxedo. Yeah.
The hat.
Yeah.
On the boat. Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
great.
I understand what you're saying, yeah. Generations, I was thinking of First Contact when he goes into the holodeck with that chick and they're dancing and the ball come in.
Yeah.
And their costumes appear, even though their costumes have always been physical costumes that they put on, Mark. They fucked it!
Well, anyway, what would they do? Just go in naked and then just hologram costumes?
I forget the scene in the thing, but I think they come out and they're just wearing Starfleet uniforms. And it's like, what?
Right.
Nah.
I mean, it makes sense that could be done.
But it hasn't been done. Like, they always put on, like, the costumes and go in. And, like,
Maybe they like actually getting dressed up with them instead of just being a hologram.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess it
themselves
could.
up.
It could
It's an
project.
option, but maybe it's not as effective.
Yeah, they didn't feel like
Maybe it
dressing
doesn't
up with
feel
the
like you're
Borg.
wearing the clothes properly. Maybe it still feels like you're wearing a Starfleet uniform. Maybe you want the weight of the jackets and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Borg's infesting the Enterprise, so maybe they thought, well, won't do
Maybe
dress
we won't
ups.
bother dressing up, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then they go back into the holodeck, and it was really cool. It's like breaking apart and decaying, and there's smog everywhere. You can see like the roof flickering, and that was really cool.
That was sick.
That's right, where you're mixing like the Sherlock Holmes mystery with the hard sci-fi. There's that combination that's really cool.
Obviously, he's trying to alter the programming here.
Westworld does a similar thing too, where it's like Wild West narratives, but then it'll like interject sci-fi stuff into it. It's like the blending of the two different genres, which is really cool.
There's that hobo which tries to rob him.
Yeah, and Data's just like,
And the guard's like, Data, grab him. Right, now crush his skull. No.
I mean, he is just a hologram, right?
Yeah, but he certainly seemed like he felt pain.
Yeah, he did.
This holographic image differs from any I have ever seen. Could he have actually injured you?
And then yeah, they get to the end, and it's fucking so great because it's not a laser battle. It's like a discussion about consciousness and what it means, and yeah, he gives this really this really subtle, like emotional performance, and it's just like I'm so there with him. I'm so relating to him. I'm like, yeah, I want you to get out.
Yeah,
And Picard is like so sympathetic, and he's not like fuck you. He's like, you know, we're gonna try our best to get you out, even though they don't.
You know what just occurred to me?
What's that?
If the Enterprise D had survived till Voyager got back, they would have had the technology to do it, but it didn't.
Troy crashed it.
Troy crashed it,
The
and
first time
along
she got
with
to
it,
drive.
the sentient hologram died.
Oh yeah, well in the end of the second episode, they put him in like a hard drive thing, I guess. They make him think that he got out of the ship and he's in the real world going on adventures. So yeah, I guess that hard drive thing would have still been in the Enterprise D. When Troy's like-
Maybe they would have taken it and just left it in some storage room somewhere.
Yeah, it's funny because they wanted to do more of these, and they thought that Sherlock Holmes was like fair use for copyright, and they didn't have to pay it. And then they made this, and they did have to pay residuals. So they got into this big like legal thing where they didn't know how they were gonna do it. So by the time it comes up again, it's in season 6.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, because Data's Holmes is fucking great, and his character being Holmes is so great. And watching Brent Spiner be Data playing Holmes is fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's not just like, okay, cool, in this episode I get to play Holmes. He's playing Data playing Holmes.
Yeah.
Which
And,
is so cool.
and the whole Data, Holmes, like those two characters, they work well together. They're like similar characters. Highly analytical, problem solving, little social skills.
But so different at the same time.
Yeah, and yeah, Niles was incredible, so it would have been great to, you know, even like 1 or 2 more. But we got 2.
Hey, at least he came back for one. A lot of things just get dropped.
Yeah, really cool worlds or storylines or races, and this is like 1 episode, 1 and done.
Does he have life? He's a machine. But is that all he is? No, he is more. Exactly. Is the definition of life cogito ergo sum? I think, therefore I am.
Yeah, it's sad that Polanski wasn't in the second episode. She was fucking gone by then.
So gone.
But yeah, they have a really like nice little sweet relationship. He like makes her tea and crumpets, and she's from the future, so she's not familiar with anything. And yeah, it's weird. He kidnaps her, and then, as we said, he becomes nicer and nicer. A little moment.
Do you reckon that she, after that, would go to the whole, like, go to the replicators and replicate that on occasion?
And fuck him.
No, I mean the crumpets and tea.
Oh, the crumpets and tea. Yeah, maybe.
I reckon maybe she got a taste for it and...
Taste for him.
For him, yeah. No, but
Crumpets and tea.
I love the way she's like, oh, next time you see me, I'll be an old lady. I was like, you already fucking are.
You're already 100 years old. There's an episode, I think maybe the next episode, where it's like, it's one of those, you know, sci-fi tropes. TOS did it, SG-1 did it, I think Atlantis even did it, a whole bunch of sci-fi stuff did it. It's the old something happened and the crew gets older. And it's funny to see them like pile the makeup on her. Oh, what do we do? Let's put more wrinkles on.
Don't even get her to change.
I'm real so old. But yeah, she's well gone by then, which is sad because that had a great little moment.
It would have been nice. But I mean, at this point, they probably thought she was going to stick around.
Yeah. I don't think they knew that Gates and Falcon was coming.
I'm so glad she did that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because her and Picard have this relationship. Which doesn't really go anywhere.
It doesn't, but it certainly adds tension to the whole series.
Absolutely.
Would have been better if halfway through you found out that Wesley was Picard's son.
What a twist! Wash your hair, kid. He's like looking at his hair in the mirror. My hair!
I think they could cure baldness by that, like...
Yeah, I guess, like, Picard just doesn't care, you know? He's bigger than, like, caring about his physical appearance, I guess. Riker gets quite fat by the end as well.
Yeah, he does, and the actor kept that going.
Which is funny because the replicators are meant to feed you like a balanced, nutritious diet.
Yeah, regardless of what you eat.
Yeah.
Oh, how amazing would that be? Just having full-on KFC, but it's like perfect.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, asking for ice cream at like 3 in the morning. It's like, nah, you're fat.
You'd never have to worry about eating,
Yeah.
like, oh no, I can't eat that because it's not good, because you just want the flavour of that. You're craving this, you get this.
Yeah, could interject the flavour into something with fucking not 1,000,000 calories. There was also a different ending to this episode originally, which sounds way terribler. More terrible? More terrible. Where, Picard ends up overwhelming Moriarty and, like, beating him with logic. And it is, like, the meaning of the show is, like, oh, humans, they think better than androids. Androids just are able to analyze data. They're not able to come up with new, creative thoughts. Which doesn't make any sense, because Data obviously is.
That would take away from Data's whole thing.
Yeah, and then that's just putting fucking robots down, which is silly. And then, it doesn't have that great, nuanced, emotional ending with Moriarty coming to the realization that he wants to live life and he wants to be, like, more human.
Yeah, it comes back to the whole, like, debate, which is a constant in Next Generation about at what point does something deserve to have rights.
I think, therefore I am. Like, he's aware of himself. Like, that is an element in being conscious, certainly. So, who knows? That's the debate.
Literally says, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And it's not just a hologram saying that before, like, his hologram counterpart shoots him or something.
Yeah.
Please don't, like, erase me from existence, because I'm a beam of light.
Yeah. So in conclusion, great acting from Brent Spiner and old Jonathan Davis? Daniel Davis. Niles. And as well as Geordie and Polanski and Picard, obviously, great acting.
Worf did pretty good when they were like, dude, what was that? There was a power surge and now it's gone. Thank you, Michael Dorn.
I do remember that little cutaway. Here it is here.
What was that?
Attached?
An answer to power, sir.
I really like the idea of Data and Holmes, and they should have done it more. Oh, I had a pipe prop this whole time and I never used it.
Well, you did now.
Yeah.
You didn't put it in your mouth.
I really like the idea of Data Holmes thing.
That was your cheek. That wasn't. There you go. Yar.
No more yar. She's dead. She's not coming back apart from those times she comes back.
And I'm looking forward to those times to go yar.
Yeah, yesterday's Enterprise and the one with Spock in it, where she's like Romulan rape baby from an alternate future.
Yeah, that was messed up.
What? Romulan
Is it weird to
rape
think about
baby?
probably like 45, 50 by the time we review that episode?
Yes. I was thinking about movies, and by the time we get around to actually reviewing the movies, because we'll do them like the next gen ones when we finish next gen, like all those people will probably be dead, eh? Like Patrick Stewart will probably be
Every
dead
single one of them.
in 20 years.
Except Wesley, maybe.
Yeah, maybe one of us will be dead.
That's possible. Maybe we'll never get to it.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, a great episode. They're getting the good ones now.
Finally.
Yeah, season 2 gets a lot better, right? I know people always say like season 1 and 2 are terrible.
I've not seen the terrible so far. I mean, there's only 2 episodes in, but
That's true. But yeah, compared to even season 1 got better by the end.
yeah, it did. Like
It was at the beginning. It was really
the
bad.
first 20 episodes of season 1.
Yeah, the last 4 or 2 are pretty good.
Yeah, maybe the last 4 or 5.
Yeah. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be long, long